Yeah. We're gonna have to take down that tree before anybody gets home. I want it down before they pull into the driveway. Yeah. I don't know why they would plant that. That's obviously not allowed. It's so frustrating. Alright, I gotta go. I have somebody here. Very important. Yeah, just chop down the tree. Yeah, bye. Hi! Yeah, you finally showed up for our appointment. Don't worry, you don't have to introduce yourself. I know exactly who you are. Yeah, I keep an eye on your home, and so do your neighbors, your lovely neighbors. Yeah, welcome to the neighborhood. Yeah, so as you know, you're living in a homeowners association. I know you've been here for a while. Just figured I'd say welcome to the neighborhood since we never had a formal talk. Yeah, I saw you did some landscaping out front. Yeah. So can you tell me a little bit why you would put a potted plant in the front yard? Okay. So I just have to type this into my notes. Yeah. Of course. So it's in memory of a family member. They like that specific flower. That's lovely. But if you've read our request for how to keep your front lawn, we specifically say you're not allowed to have that. Yeah. Potted plants are prohibited for a reason, because they tend to look a little bit junky, you know? You don't want to look like you're in like an average neighborhood. You want this neighborhood to look spotless. Yeah, so I noticed you also planted a hedge. Yeah. I have in my notes that you put it as a privacy hedge between your neighbor and yours yard. Yeah, it's in your yard, don't worry. Yeah, but it's just simply not allowed. The front yards, we don't want to have any fences or anything separating them. We really want it to look like a field, you know, with little mailboxes. Isn't that cute? Yeah. Speaking of mailboxes, why would you paint your mailbox? You painted it beige. Yeah. The beige is good, but it's not under our approved list. Yeah, our paint palette beiges. Yeah, we have specific ones. Just for future reference, I'll have to send Jared over there. Just put that in my notes here. To repaint your mailbox back to the stark gray. That's the shade, yes. We like the mailboxes to be gray, so they blend in with the road. A nice, you know, blend. You don't want it to stand out. So, is there a reason why you're trying to, you know, stand out compared to your neighbors? Why would you repaint the mailbox? Oh. So sometimes your mail was going to your neighbor's house and you wanted to make sure the mail person could find your box. I also noticed you put your last name on the box, written on the outside next to the house number. No, It just looks tacky, I have to admit. Yeah, it's nothing against you, it's just, it doesn't fit in with this whole neighborhood. Now, you know, this is something quite serious that I'm about to bring up. Your neighbor, I'm not going to say which neighbor, because, you know, privacy is number one here. I don't want you going after your neighbor. Your neighbor has informed me specifically, head Homeowners Association associate, that you have a barbecue in your backyard. So in section A, article 9, it clearly lists you are not allowed to have a barbecue. So what makes you think you can have one when nobody else can? Yeah, it's just a question, don't worry, it's not too serious or anything. Just gotta take my notes, because, you know, you're kind of going against the Homeowners Association contract that you signed when you moved in, when you bought the home. Listen, I know you own the home. We own the development. Okay, you have to understand who owns what area. We have free reign because you signed the contract. Okay, so why were you barbecuing in your backyard? This was April 10th. April 10th, yep. Yeah, it says it right here. We've had several complaints from multiple neighbors, but mostly one, about it being really close to a specific fence. Yeah, and your neighbor doesn't like the smell of hot dogs. She specifically said that she had to vacate the premises, yeah, because of the hot dog smell. And afterwards, on this one particular occasion, this was May 14th. May 14th, yeah. If you remember, you invited over 2 people. Yeah. And those 2 people pulled in your driveway, and their car was very loud. So, can you tell us why they were even pulling in your driveway? It disturbed the neighborhood. It was 7 p.m. You have to respect people when they're trying to sleep. At dinner party. Yeah. So then another person pulled up in another vehicle, and the person at the gate took note of this as well. Because it's most abnormal to have multiple cars, you know, entering the development. For a party, you're not allowed to have a party. Did you know that? Let's see, in section C, article 6, yeah, specifically states no more than 3 guests. So in that second car, when they pulled up to the gate, there was just 1 person in the car. Yeah. But our team believes that there was another person in the back hiding. No, there wasn't. Do you remember that day? May 14th, 6 p.m. Can you state that for me? And I'm just gonna record with my device here. Yeah. Okay, let me turn it on. Okay, let me just turn this off so we can hear you well. Can you state that again? You only had 3 people at your party. Is that correct? Only 3 people? Okay. They state that there was only 3 people at the party. But we believe that's not true. Based off of your neighbor, she believes that there were 4 people. So do you want to admit if there were 4, or are we going to have to bring out the photo evidence? You're still saying there was 3. Well, we have this photo here. If you want to have a look at that. They're looking at the photo as we speak. Yeah, what do you see there? 4 people. Say it into here. 4 people. That's correct. One of them is you. Which one is you? Oh. It could be your twin. That's what your neighbor suggested. Do you have a twin? Twin? No, you don't. Okay. I'm gonna set this down for now, but I'll bring it out later on because I have some more questions. So that party, you were barbecuing. You barbecued for 30 minutes past sundown. So while everybody else was getting cozy in bed, relaxing, having a nice cup of tea, you were barbecuing. Now that's a disturbance to the neighborhood in Article 8. Disturbance. Okay. After sundown, you're not allowed to have any activities going on outside of the home. Okay, we're gonna move on from this because you seem to be arguing. Yeah. So, we saw somebody in your household. Could have been you. The neighbor does not want to specify who it was. There was a cage involved. An animal cage. It was for a real animal. One that's living. Has to be contained. They believe it was for a hamster. What do you have to say about that? Do you have a hamster? Why were you bringing a cage into the home? It's an interesting reason. So do you sell things on eBay? Are you running a business from your home? Wow. I never would have thought. Businesses are not allowed to be run from your home in this development. You have to have an office elsewhere. Okay? So if you want to continue your eBay business, you can take it elsewhere. You believe that's simply not true. We simply don't allow businesses to be run in our homes. Yeah, they just weren't built for it. So you sold that cage? Because they did see you leaving the premises with it. Yeah, you sold it. How much did you sell it for? $15? Who would pay $15 for that? Well, just letting you know, because you brought that cage into your home, we do have to assume that you had a pet. In Article 9, 9.2 actually. Yeah. You're gonna have to pay a small fee of $15 because that's what you made off of the object in question. You refuse. Did you not have a hamster? Okay, no hamster. Your neighbor could have sworn she saw 2 little eyes looking out at her. Now listen, I don't like your tone. Talking about Linda like that. Your neighbor Linda, your sweet neighbor Linda. She mows her own lawn, did you know that? She takes a pair of scissors to trim any little bits left over. Yeah. I think she's just an absolute sweetheart, and you should aspire to be more like her as a homeowner. Yeah, there's not a single hedge in her yard. And yet you forced a hedge to be in her yard. It's just a disgrace. So Linda, she does not hate you. She really appreciates your presence. Not your gifts, your presence, just you being there. She thinks you're a nice person. She says good morning to you. But you just respond when you do see her. When you do cross paths and she says good morning, I hope you have a fabulous, wonderful day. Does she not? Yeah, she does say that, yeah. You respond with, let me quote. She says you say, mornin'. No words. No other words, just mornin'. Not even morning. Mornin'. You don't even say good morning. You say morning. That's it. Okay. So Linda told me that that's offensive to her. She feels like she puts in so much effort and it's just one-sided, you know? Yeah. Have you ever had that happen to you? You think I'm crazy. Listen, in this homeowners association, we take things like this very seriously, and I'm not crazy. I'm upholding the contract you signed when you purchased that home. So, are you going to be selling your home at any time? If you are, you're going to have to tell me ahead of time. Yeah. You're thinking about it after this conversation. Yeah. I personally think that you would be best suited in that other development across the way, you know, right across from ours. They're a lot more lenient with the pet policy and the hedge policy as well. And the barbecue. They barbecue over there. This is a class act. This homeowners association is a class act, and I don't want you messing with it anymore. It's offensive. Yeah. Anyway, let's just get on with it. You're gonna be having to pay $2,211. Yes. Those are the fees associated with pulling out your hedge and refilling the hole in the ground and putting down some new, fresh, beautiful sod to match yours and Linda's yard. Yep. It's also associated with repainting your mailbox. Jared has to do that, remember? Jared works really hard. Jared, he can't be in two places at once. You have to pay him. And it also is for the garbage. It's a special garbage expert who will dispose of your grill. Your barbecue grill. Yeah. In a very specific, nice way. Yeah, because it's a safety hazard. It's a safety issue. Yeah. Or you could give it away. Now, that option will only be available through tomorrow afternoon. I just need a sip of water. This is really stressful for me. Listen, I have to talk to Jared again. Okay, Jared. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. What? Who has a flower pot? Are you kidding me? They would put mums in a flower pot. I don't know what it is with people planting flowers. Just outrageous. Anyway. Yeah, I gotta go, Jared. I'm busy. Okay, so you're gonna calm down, right? With the whole front yard. Yeah, no more landscaping. That hedge is awful. Those flowers in that pot are awful. Seems like other people in the neighborhood are trying to copy you because they thought it was alright. You had that there for one day too many. Yeah, I saw you put it out there yesterday. I was watching you. Okay, so in order for you to comply with our policies, be removing of there's gonna be removing of that barbecue. Just letting you know. Alright. Still gonna be keeping an eye on you. Yeah. I'll see you around. I hope I don't have to see you around. But I am the associate, the Homeowners Association associate that keeps an eye on your home, unfortunately. Yeah. I like to stay over at Linda's place. Yeah, we like to look through her bay window over your fence. Yeah. I noticed that you have an elm tree growing in a pot. Are you by chance gonna transplant that? Because that's not allowed. No, you're not. Okay. That's good. Well, if you do decide to put your home up for sale, I'm also a realtor on the side. Yeah. Susan. Yeah. I take great pride in selling these homes. This is the one joy in my life. Being a homeowners association associate. It's my joy, as well as being a realtor for this beautiful development. This place was built in 2003. And I will uphold every bit of her contract forever. I will never let go. It's such an amazing place. It's like heaven on earth. Yeah. So we're gonna have some fees associated with switching out the treadmills in the gym. Just letting you know ahead of time, because I don't want to spring it on you. $7,000 per household by the end of this year, okay? Yeah, it's worthwhile. There's about 4 treadmills. They're underused. You should use them. But it's gonna be $7,000 each household, unfortunately. Yeah, and in your area, we're also gonna have an extra fee for repaving your road. Yeah. Your hedge cracked the pavement a bit. Yeah, that's why. But that's gonna be another $4,000 by the end of this year. Yeah. If you do decide to sell, the closing cost, cover that. Somebody else will take care of it. But yeah, here's my card if you do want. to sell your home, perhaps. Yeah, thanks for being here. Farewell. Bye. Okay, Jared, you can pull out the hedge. Yeah, they're willing to let go of the hedge. The one that's like 2 feet tall. Have you not seen it? It's 2 feet tall, 2 feet wide. Yeah. It's like a privacy hedge, but way smaller. It would have grown to be a privacy hedge. I could see their intention. Dispose of it immediately. Alright, thanks, Jared. Bye. Bye. I keep an eye on your home, and so do your neighbors, your lovely neighbors. Yeah, welcome to the neighborhood. Yeah, so as you know, you're living in a homeowners association. I know you've been here for a while. Just figured I would say welcome to the neighborhood since we never had a formal talk. Yeah,